Hi, in this video, we're going to continue with our reflections. This time, they are going to be a bit more complex. So instead of reflecting triangles, we're going to reflect quadrilaterals, okay, polygons. And instead of reflecting across horizontal and vertical lines, we're going to reflect across diagonal lines. So I'm going to use, my same little trick or strategy of like folding the paper and pressing the lead onto the other side. But towards the end of the video, I'll give you like a coordinate rule for how to perform these reflections. Okay, so here let's start with this square whose name is ABCD, and we want to reflect it across the line y equals x. Okay, so the line y equals x is this diagonal line right here. Okay, let me just highlight it too. So this is the line where I'm going to be folding my paper. Now, because the image is printed, I need to put some lead down on it. I'm not going to be able to transfer the ink from the printer, so I have to put some lead. So let's just do the points A, B, C, and D. All right. If I can get the points to transfer over to the other side, then I can just connect them with the segments to make the square. All right, so like in the last video, I'm going to fold my paper right there on that line. Actually, I have to fold it back the other way. Okay, so there. So we've got our fold, okay, and then I just need to press down. Hopefully the points transfer over. I don't know how well you can see it. I'll zoom in. You can just barely make out where those points are, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So that is our new image. Okay. Now we need to name this image. And so this is point B. It's closest to the line. So this will be its reflection, B prime. Okay, this is point C, so it got reflected over here, and that's C prime. Okay, this is point A, so it got reflected over here, A prime. And D was the farthest away from our line of reflection, so it will still be the farthest away, D prime. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the coordinates here, right? So let's look at like point C. Right, so its coordinates are -1, 4. Okay, and now let's look at its reflection. Okay, over here, C prime has coordinates of 4, -1. Okay, so they look pretty similar, right? The coordinates, but there are some slight differences. So here, well, what just happened is they got reversed, right? -1 is the x coordinate, but in the reflection, it's the y coordinate. 4 is the y coordinate in the pre-image, and it is now the x coordinate in the new image. Okay, so what ends up happening here is when you reflect across this line and this line only, the x and y coordinates swap places. Okay, it's just to convince you even further, let's look at point A. Okay, so its coordinates are -3, 2. And then let's look at its reflection, right? The coordinates of A prime are 2 and -3. Okay, so again, all we're seeing here is a swapping of the coordinates, right? All right, let's look at question 6. Okay, so again, we have a quadrilateral. Let me go ahead and put some lead at those points. And this time we're going to reflect it across the line y equals -x. Okay, so y equals -x is that line right there. All right, so as I usually do, I'm going to fold. Fold the paper as closely as I can on that line, and then fold it back the other way. All right, so once I make the crease, it makes it easier to fold it this way. Okay, and then I already put lead on points A, B, C, and D, and I just need to press the lead onto the other side. Yeah, so let's look at it this way. It's probably better. Okay, so the lead didn't come out too cleanly, but point A is right here. Point D is right here. Point C is right here. And point B is right here. Okay. It was a little faint, and I'm not sure how well it showed up on video, but okay. So that is our new image. So this is A prime, that's B prime, C prime, and D prime. All right, let's look at how the coordinates compare for this type of reflection. Okay, so let's pick, I don't know, let's pick point C. Okay, so point C has coordinates 2 and 5. So 2, 5. All right, notice the scale here is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so it's going by 2s. Okay, C prime has coordinates -5, -2. Okay, so here what happens is not only do the coordinates switch places, right? The 2 was the x coordinate, and now we see the value 2 in the y coordinate, but it also changed signs, okay? So it went from positive coordinates to negative coordinates, okay? All right, so we can actually come up with rules here for this kind of reflection. All right, we could say for any coordinates x, y, if you reflect across this line, maybe I shouldn't use x and y because that is a little bit misleading. We should use A and B, like how the book does. Okay, so if I have a pre-image with coordinates A and B, and I reflect across this line, then the reflection will have coordinates -B, -A, okay? I swap their positions and I change their signs. Okay? And then if we go back to the first problem, if I want to create a rule for reflecting across this line, right, I see that the only thing that happens is the coordinates change or swap positions, okay? So if I have A and B as the original coordinates, then I'm just going to swap them to become BA, okay? All right. I personally don't have these rules memorized. My approach is I'm a much more visual learner, so I like to actually perform the reflection.